Apex has been around for quite some time, and as such, most of us experienced players have established a bunch of rules around the game that we all, one way or the other, follow to the T. So today I will be breaking one of the unspoken rules, that being telling the new players about the unspoken rules by going over 100 of the unspoken rules in Apex. Let's dive into it. If somebody, for whatever magical reason, manages to get a kill on you, they're cheating, they're abusing something that's overpowered, or they have absolutely no life. Certain weapons should never be picked up from the care package. Weapons like the Hemlock. If your teammates are pre-made, especially if they're playing through crossplay, both must be muted immediately. Whoever kills the enemy gets the first dibs on any of the loot inside of that enemy's death box. You should always split off your jump master when dropping and never drop in the same building or area. If you don't know where you want to drop, relinquish the jump master and then complain if we don't land where you wanted. Your randoms will always be bad at the game and you're always going to be better off without them. If you are knocked and in front of another knocked enemy, you both have to spam the knockdown shield at each other. When respawning a downed teammate, ping weapons and ammo around the respawn. Fuse must use their entire inventory's worth of grenades as soon as they get into a fight. If you have a favorite legend that you want to play, your randoms will always pick it first. If you're sneaking up on a squad as a Seer or a Bloodhound, you have to use your scan before the fight starts. If you get downed, and especially if you get finished, now is the time to leave the game, because as far as you are concerned, the game is now over. If you stand in front of a piece of loot for longer than 1.5 seconds, it is now public property and can be taken by any of your teammates. You snooze, you lose. If you're enjoying a piece of content, you have to hit the like button to help the creator out so the video reaches more people. If you're playing Wraith, you have to leave as soon as you're downed. Looting your teammates' boxes is free reign, especially if you're very far from any respawns. The fact that they even died in the first place is evidence of Rule 6. Never aim down sights when using the EVA 8. If your jump master takes longer than 3 seconds to drop out of a jump ship over a hot POI, now is the time to split off and play the game as a solo. Never drop in a point of interest without at least 3 other teams going down with you. If there is a team inside of Pathfinder's ring, you must enter and go for a melee fight, and then never leave the ring no matter what happens. If you have to ask yourself whether the enemy saw you, yes, they saw you. Whoever in your team appears to be the most aggressive and capable will always be the most useless when it comes to a fight. If you die, it's your own fault. If your teammates die, it's still your fault. Don't ever use open mic. If your teammates don't split off of you during flight, you have to land them in the lava or outside of the map on purpose. If you have to ask yourself the question whether the enemy is cheating, the answer is always yes. Any ranked gain in Season 2, 3, 14 or 17 is considered fake and not deserved. If there is a Watson, Rampart, Caustic player setting up in pubs, you have to kill them to show dominance. If you play pubs, the only playable characters are Pathfinder, Octane, Wraith, and Horizon. Others are for beta males, and thus, you will never play them. If you don't have faith in your team winning, run away from a fight and start hiding in the nearest tree. Never equip or use a sight with the Peacekeeper. If the champion team is a full pre-made stack of Predators, you leave the game and you go next. If your teammate goes AFK near the edge of the map or on a height, you have to punch them off before they get back. Always shoot the Mirage even if you know it's a decoy, because maybe this time it's actually the real one. You can't be good at Wraith unless you have a bald skin equipped. The aerodynamics from the full bald look adds 20% speed. Default skin lifelines are either the worst players you've ever seen or the godliest players to ever touch this game. If somebody picks a new legend you wanted to play at the start of a season, you're gonna have to leave the game. You have to talk mad shit about Apex, but still get on to play it every single day. Loba players only know how to loot and how to be useless. Octane will always jump straight into the enemy team and die. If you have a good microphone, throw it out the window and get a $5 microphone from Amazon instead. If you get knocked first, you have to spam ping the enemies while saying that they're one-shots, even if you didn't get a single shot in. Whoever has the most kills on the team decides where you go. When opening the explosive holes on Kings Canyon, you have to step back from the doors, despite the grenade actually not dealing any damage. Pre-made duo teammates will always run off on their own and leave the solo, no matter what's going on. The highest kill player always gets the care package weapons. The more hours you have in the game, the more likely you are to be completely dead inside. Always give up your position to join a fight and maybe get some kills. When Broken Moon is in rotation, you play another game. This drop spot might as well not exist. When dropping on labs, you have to drop in the butthole. There is no other way. Long-shaped objects such as this rock or these towers are always called dildo. no exceptions. Apex is always dying. That's because the game gets one big patch a season that awakens interest and then slowly dies off until the cycle repeats. Subscribing and following Ottr guarantees quality Apex content even in the lull of the season. As soon as you start listening for audio, it will magically stop working. In the same vein, you will always hear an enemy loudly stomping around far away, but never hear them as they walk right next to you. You will only get low level and low kill teammates, and your enemies will always be high level and high kill stacks. If you're into movement tech, you will spend hours upon hours researching all types of movement, only to flail around and die to the first enemy that you see. If you see a full team with Predator trails, you have to either drop somewhere else or triple land on them to punch them out and save the rest of the lobby from doom. When playing on Olympus, if there's a fight in this general area, you have to join in. Never take a fight head-on as two full teams. Wait for the other team to get into a fight and only fight as a third party. It doesn't matter whether the whole lobby has died there or not, because for your team it surely will be different. No matter what fight you take or however the fight goes, you will always be third-partied. Whenever you open a loot box, you have to keep clicking the screen until the items appear. If you manage to kill a pro or a streamer that you've heard of, this means that you have to shoot and teabag their death box for as long as humanly possible. If you accidentally run a trident off of the map or into one of the death holes on Olympus, there has to be at least one panic eject, which inevitably gets you killed. If you play on mouse and keyboard, controller is cheating. If you play on controller, mouse and keyboard is cheating. Prowlers can only be referred to as dogs or doggies, no other name is accepted. This building on Olympus goes by the name of PlayStation Building. Don't trust whatever big map tells you, it's PlayStation Building. The last good version of Kings Canyon disappeared when Skulltown was sunk into the ocean. You have to holster your weapon when running anywhere. Never holstering your weapon is the first sign that somebody is a noob. If you are a sweaty player, you have to use some version of the pay-to-win skins so you get the best iron sights possible. Octanes will always run ahead and try to steal as much loot as possible. You will never play Newcastle or Crypto, unless you're less than 2% of the game's population, I guess. If somebody's using a charge rifle on you, you have to call them a cringe kid with no parents. If you are using the charge rifle on somebody else, it's completely fair and a super good fun time. If you're playing Bangalore and your teammates start fighting someone, you have to instantly smoke the enemy off so your teammates can't see anything. Always take a high ground and always proceed to leave that high ground the second you get bored, which based on my teammates has to be after 5 seconds of nothing happening. You should never, ever equip a sight on the Mastiff. Using the round holo sight is a crime against humanity. You have to spam skydive emotes when you're dropping or taking a balloon. If you use any form of the Revenant Octane combo, you're cringe. No matter the setup, no matter the platform, you will never have a perfect game without lag. If you're a high-level player, it's very likely that despite putting so much time down into the game, you still don't have an heirloom. Make sure to always spam the door when you are knocked just to be a nuisance. If you just started playing this week and you are in the level 10 to 15 range, odds are you've already gotten your first heirloom. When your teammate is the last one alive and has both of your banners, you must spam ping the banner so they remember that you exist. Never equip a weapon charm because they're big, they're bulky, and they're distracting. Once you win a game, you need to shoot the sky, the ground, just about anything to establish that you're happy that you finally got a win. If you're a sweaty player, that means you have to equip the 4k damage badge and the 20 bomb badge along with your kill tracker. It doesn't matter if you got Predator 3 years ago back in Season 2 or 3, you are still a Predator player and as such will always have the Predator badge and a Predator trail equipped. Never use a sniper or marksman weapon because that's for losers. Real men only fight with close to mid-range weapons such as R99 or the Peacekeeper. Everyone insists on being amazing with the wingman, but almost never hit the shot. If you're watching a streamer and you see another streamer's name in the kill feed, you have to tell them in a chat, hey, this other streamer's in your game. It's important. You have to do that. You have to purchase any and all of the skins that are released for your main legend. I said the thing, EA, can I have my sponsorship money now? Or okay. Every full squad has that one Trident driver who insists on driving but still keeps crashing. You have never opened the club's tab and you have zero interest in what it actually is. When picking a composition, a weapon, or playstyle, you always copy what the big streamers are doing. Never stop playing on a loss streak. Keep playing until you finally get that win. You can't get off on a win, you're on a hot streak. You gotta wait until you lose again. And these unspoken rules should get you a lot farther in enjoying Apex Legends. If you feel like you need to know more, check out the video on the screen to learn even more unspoken rules. Actually, this one says unwritten rules, but it's the same thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.